Hello everyone and welcome to the Cozy Christmas Book Corner. My name is Art and I host the Cozy Christmas podcast. And today I'm going to be talking about a couple of books that I've read recently that I would recommend as a potential gift for the bookworm in your life for Christmas, or a book that you yourself may want to have on your Christmas bookshelf. Because if you're like me, you have a lot of Christmas books on your shelf and you always need more. So what these videos will be bonus content from the podcast. Some of the books I'll show you are very visual in nature, so you'd want to be able to see that. And I'm also hoping to add some extra content on these episodes between now and Christmas, that there'll be some author interviews appearing on the book reviews as well. And you'll be able to see a part of the interview on this YouTube channel. And find the whole interview on the podcast, or vice versa. I haven't decided which way it's going to go yet. Maybe I'll just mix it up just to keep you guessing. So today, just to kick things off, I will be showing you a couple of book items, a couple bookmarks I received as a gift, as well as a journal, but then also a couple books I want to recommend to you today. This is the first weekend in November, and I'll probably be posting at least one video a week. That's my goal between now and Christmas, or maybe the end of January, the end of December, because really the time between Christmas and New Year's is just a great time if you're able to take some vacation, get some reading done, some resting, relaxing, and spending time with your family. So hopefully these will help you in all that endeavor. First of all, I want to show you a couple of bookmarks I received as a gift from a listener. I don't know if she wanted me to share her name or not, so I won't, but she sent me some bookmarks from a gift from a store called Some Little Good. I think it's an Etsy shop, and I'll link the show notes below. But so I didn't pay for these. These were sent to me as a gift. I just wanted to show you how beautiful these things are. They are Christmas Carol bookmarks. They come with just a nice little sleeve on it, the cover, and there's a quote on it, as well as a watercolor painting inspired by the book's Christmas Carol. So this one has my favorite quote on it. It says, "For it is good to be children sometimes, and never better than at Christmas, when its mighty founder was a child himself." And that's one of my favorite quotes from A Christmas Carol. I'm kind of opening a couple of these for the first time here. Oh, we got Bob Cratchit and Tiny Tim, and it says there, and so as Tiny Tim observed, "God bless us, everyone." Isn't that beautiful? And I mean, it's made of some good cardstock. Oh, look at the back. That's really neat. In case you're wondering, I'm just now opening. I saw the first one, and I knew I had to come on here and just show them to you to start things off with. All right, and then the third one I got is of Scrooge. It's beautifully painted. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? And it has the quote, "Bah," said Scrooge, "humbug." But yeah, I love these so much. So to my listener, you're a good friend, and thank you for sending those my way. These are going to be some bookmarks I'll use for sure, but they're going to be a very, very special bookmarks and good quality. Very, very good. So thank you so much. I wasn't expecting that at all. So this is from the Etsy shop, Some Little Good, watercolor bookmarks. I have no idea what else they do there. I didn't even look at their shop yet. I just had to come and show this to you because it was just the perfect gift. So you might want to check out there or some other ideas. So then another book I want to share with you is actually a planner. And if you watch Todd's channel at all at Christmas Clatter, you've seen this popping up a time or two on his channel. I do want to qualify this by saying, I bought this with my own money. He's not paying me to say any of this. This is not a planned commercial or anything, but he is a friend, and I want to help him get the word out about this planner because I've really enjoyed it. I'm not really a planner kind of guy. I am trying to do better, but the planner itself has something in it that to me made it worth the purchase. So there's places where you can keep track of what you have to get together, what events you have to attend, little spots for notes, and a place where you can write out a wish list, get like your Christmas shopping list written down as well. And here's just an example of that. It's an empty page because, I haven't even thought that far ahead yet. But it leaves plenty of room for writing and plenty of room for notes. But the thing that for me really sells it is that there's a whole section he just called Reflections, and it takes you from November 1st all the way to the end of the year, all the way to January 1st, in fact. And each day's writing has a prompt. So here's an example that is not written. Sorry, the camera's a little blurry. These are reflections for November 29th and 30th. What's something that you made recently that you're grateful for? And look around the room and write about everything you see that you're grateful for. And each day has just a prompt. So I started journaling in this on November 1st, which is where it starts. And, as you can see, I've filled up 2 whole pages on the first 2 days already. And the prompts there are, what's something that you're looking forward to, and write about 3 things you're grateful for today. And this will be kind of like a journal of my thoughts through this Christmas season. What I love about that is, like, Novembers have a lot of prompts about gratitude, and it's the perfect way to tie Thanksgiving into Christmas. We sometimes get criticized, for skipping Thanksgiving, which we don't, but it's easy to get caught up in the commercialism of Christmas and the shopping and buying and all that, what this journal does is it asks you to take even just 5 minutes to write down something that you're grateful for, or something on this topic. And what I think would be fun for you to do as a family is to write in this together. Each family member could take a couple of lines. We used to do something like that with our kids, where we would have them write in a notebook, things they're thankful for. And so we'd have the whole collection, and then you'd have it all in this book, along with all your memories of the plans and activities you did that year. So this goes beyond just a journal to keep track of your life. This is something that you can almost turn into a scrapbook. But then you'd also have like stuff written in your family's handwriting, which the older I get, the more precious I find that to be. When I come across some old drawings or writing that my kids did when they were real young, that stuff is precious. And so just from buying one simple planner, you could really get a family heirloom put together. We have so many things that happen that can take our memories, that we can't remember how things went the last year, or 5 years later. Sometimes it's fun just to pop in the videos and watch what you did at Christmas time 5-10 years ago, and it just brings back a time of laughter and joy. And that's how I foresee some of the ways you could use this. And so Todd over at Christmas Clatter has put together a lovely planner that I was very excited about and very, very, very grateful to get. Well, since I'm hawking merchandise, here is a Cozy Christmas Podcast coffee mug. And I actually need to make some new ones that reflect the new logo I have. So assuming I have time, they'll be coming your way soon in an Etsy shop near you. So to keep on brand with the Christmas Podcast Network, I also want to show off Brian Earl from Christmas Past, his book, Christmas Past, The Fascinating Stories Behind Our Favorite Holidays Traditions. And this is a beautifully put together book. It has some, the cover illustration is gorgeous. One of the things I like to judge a book on is, I know it's bad, but I judge a book based on its cover sometimes, but this cover is really nice. I wasn't quite sure about it when I saw it online, but it definitely looks better in person. It just screams Christmas, doesn't it? I was trying to see if I could find who did the artwork in the inside, but I can't. I don't see any name there. So whoever did that bind up of this book is really well done. Good job. And then opening it, I love to read the book dedications, and this one he dedicates the book to Dashiell, his new son, a shining star upon the highest bough, which is really sweet. All right, so the book itself begins with an introduction. Each part is classified under topic. So you have like part 1, you've got food and drink. It's illustrated. The artwork on the pages is absolutely gorgeous. And then the writing itself, I've read through some of this already, and it's, if you're a fan of Brian Earl's podcast, then you will like this book. I don't want to just say it's like his podcast written down, because it does read a little differently, but it's that same high quality work that Brian puts in to his podcast. So if you have a Christmas fan in your life, and maybe they're just not really into podcasts, I know plenty of people who don't even know what a podcast is, believe it or not, and you want to get them a gift, this would be a great gift for them. It's entertaining, it's readable, it's educational as well, and there's enough. Okay, so there's 26 chapters, so this would be a great book to read together as a family throughout the Christmas season. I think that would be a lot of fun to gather around and read about Christmas. And I love it. His first entry, the first chapter, is on sugar plums, which is the nickname Brian uses for all of his followers. So he talks about what a sugar plum is or might be. There's a poem that has to do with sugar plums, and then illustrations all around. Talks about mince pies. There's recipes in it, the history of it. I don't know. Overall, it's just a fabulous Christmas book that would be great just sitting out for decorations. If you like to decorate with Christmas books like my wife does, this would be great, and then people can just grab it, read a bit from it, and enjoy that throughout the holiday season. So excellent book, Christmas Past, the fascinating stories behind our favorite holidays traditions. And then recently on the podcast, I interviewed the author Pamela McColl, and she wrote what I call the definitive history on Twas the Night Before Christmas. And here's what the book looks like. She did send me the book for review purposes, but this review is my own opinion. I really, really enjoyed this book. It is full of history. It is full of just gorgeous illustrations from history past, from times past, that illustrate the Twas the Night Before Christmas. Again, we have a gorgeous art cover, and there's an interesting story in the book behind this picture and how she came about to find it, and you can hear about it in my interview. But then there's here's an example of some of the artwork. It's full of other poems, writings, clips from other books that talk about this poem and the history of this poem of Twas the Night. This would be another equally both a great book to give as a gift, or a book to have out at Christmas time. I mean, you could really make a nice display. Get one of those display things that can hold the book open, because look at that page. I don't even know if you can see that. It's probably all blurry. What Pamela put together there is, I think she had said it's 10 years worth of research into the history of Twas the Night, and she became something of a collector of old editions, which I can appreciate as a minor collector of Christmas Carol editions. That was right up my alley. And the text itself reads a little more like a history book than it would be like a narrative. And that's not to say it's boring. It's not. It's very engaging. It's very fascinating to read. Once you read it, you'll understand why I call it the definitive work. I mean, it has so much history, so much research all in one volume that I think it's going to be a resource that people will use if they wanted to do a deep dive into the poem. I mean, it has everything in it, just about the history behind it, as well as where it fits into the time period, what other works were being published at the time, and how the story of Santa Claus and St. Nicholas progressed with that poem. So excellent book. All right. Well, that's all I'll have today of the Cozy Christmas Book Corner. And I will hopefully be back next week with another Christmas book recommendation for you. So until then, if you could hit like and subscribe to be sure you get all the great content that I have planned come out this year. Also, you can go to cozychristmaspodcast.com and find out information about the podcast, where to listen, recipes, book recommendations, a lot of stuff going on there. And I would love to see you over there. You can find my podcast on all major podcasting platforms like Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible even. It's there. So check it out. All right. So until next time, you all take care and have a very Merry Christmas.